Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of NFL Bell, and this is the divisional round. I'm very excited, very hyped. Show's been going well. Crushed it last week. Lou and I gave out a bunch of winners, especially the Giants, especially Isaiah Hodgins' yards. We told you here first. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And without further ado, I'm going to be doing a little switcheroo in 3, 2.
God damn it. So I am paying off a shoey. The mask is just fun. I'm wearing my Saquon Barkley Penn State shirt, but I owe a shoey. And why do I owe a shoey? Because, and I totally forgot, I'm an idiot. He said, oh yeah, man, Tampa's going to win. Of course, Tampa's going to fucking beat, Dallas. And like, thank God I forgot during that game, or I'd have been like, so anyway, yeah, here we are. 45-year-old man drinking out of a goddamn shoe at midnight on a Thursday. Got beer on my soup strainer. I can't hear Wiz. I assume he's just dying, laughing at the moment. But I'll switch hands here. Fuck me. Here we go. Oh, and this is a champagne of beers. It's a Bush Pounder. So I may have to do it in iterations here solely because, oh, fuck. I don't know if the beer is going to fit. No, it's not. All right, here we go. Oh. Fuck me. Oh, boy.
That's what you get. That's what you fucking get.
God, what a terrible pick. What a terrible life.
You see this?
Damn. Gee.
Like a champ, though. Like a champ.
Oh, shit. That's Patty Mac.
Patty Mac.
I can't see. I can't even fucking see, man. Just drinking out of that mask sucked. It sucked, dude.
I was laughing so hard.
It's like I just can't. I can only see like part of the shoe. All right. So now I have. So now I'm just gonna stick to my other beer here. I'm drinking the High Life. What's up, brother? Oh, there he is. There's Zuck.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for
it. He's upped his game. He's trolling me on multiple sports shows now. He's trolling me on Dan Tom, trolling me here. But he won't take a bet that he thinks he's gonna. Dude, just so you know, I am going to be at the end of this year. I am going to be the champ. I'm going to be Bobby Two Belts. I'm going to have Brady's Best Bets Championship, and I'm going to win Gordo's Ironman Championship. Bobby Two Belts.
We'll see what Evan has to say about that.
But he ain't got nothing to say. He ain't the guy I'm worried about that.
For those who just joined, make sure you go ahead and rewatch the beginning of this because you missed the shoey. That was epic. Let's get this shit started.
All right, let's go.
First matchup of the week. We have the Chiefs at home against the Jaguars.
We are going to disagree on this one too, and I'm here for it. But go ahead.
We're laying 8.5 points, and I'm going to let you start us off, Lou.
You're going to let me go first? All right. So I went back and forth with the prop market here. Sorry, I'm disheveled. So first and foremost, I like the Jags to cover here. I like the 8.5. I understand you can make the argument that like they're just coming off like there's an emotional win. I understand all that. But the one stat that seems to mean the most to me, because I've seen it so many times, man, Mahomes, 7 points or more, ATS. Brutal. He's brutal as a huge favorite. 11-18. He's awful. It's also the kind of game where, like, what do the Jags do well that Kansas City can't stop? And the thing is Etienne could have a monster game. So his total is 70.5. I love it. Here's why. I think the game could play out with Jacksonville having, like, especially how last week went. I don't think they're throwing every down. They want to get Lawrence settled. And how do you get him settled? You have long drives. You have Etienne, short passes. Have Etienne do what Etienne does. Kansas City's bottom of the league, bottom half of the league in run defense. I think they can just control the game, at least stay competitive. Do I think KC wins? Yeah, I do. But 27, 21, 24 type of game. I think the Jags can have, and look, there's, with a line like this, there's tons of backdoor cover potential. So I like the Jags to cover. I like the Etienne over. And I don't think we're getting great odds on it now, but I got McKinnon even money on BetMGM to get a touchdown. I mean, I know that implies 50%, but the way they use him, man, it's like a Swiss Army knife. They use him in so many different formations. They have him running so many crazy routes. Like they'll have him against corners. They don't. He's not always coming out of the backfield against the linebacker. Like he just gets open and they find it. Like nobody's figured out how to cover this guy. He may only get 2-3 catches a game, but he's never covered. Like I mean, I think what I mean is like obviously he's covered like in his other routes, but when he's open, it's like nobody's on the screen. Like they call the perfect play. So no reason to get off this train now. Kelsey's not scoring for shit. Can you really like? I can't trust like MVS. I definitely can't trust Kadarius Toney to get in.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him. And like Pacheco has burned me so many times. Like, yeah, Pacheco could probably get one, but even like in the red zone, like, why wouldn't you play McKinnon in the backfield? Why don't you go two backs in the backfield and like have the threat of him like catching one or running a gimmick play? So I love McKinnon here as touchdown. Like I said, we've lost a little bit of line value here. Well, it's 110 on DraftKings. That's not bad.
Mhm.
It's now minus 125 on BetMGM. I got it at even money, but I it's hard for me to get off McKinnon here as a prop, right?
Yeah, that was actually one of the props I was gonna give out. He's just a machine. Like in the red zone, whether it's rushing, whether it's just a fake pass or one of those Mahomes scramble and just throws it blindly and he somehow ends
Like
up
an under
catching it.
like a sidearm shovel pass.
Yeah, it's like he's a magnet to the ball in the red zone, and it's just hard to overlook that. So I'm definitely going to be on the Jerick McKinnon touchdown as well. As for the game pick, no, we're not on opposite sides. I actually think the Jags covering is a real thing here, and I think that's a pretty good stat that we've been bringing up every single week on the show. That with Mahomes and big spreads, it's just not a profitable endeavor. And yet again, we see an over of a touchdown spread here. I mean, heck, if you even want to buy the half point so you can get a touchdown and a field goal to push, why not? It's worth it. And in this matchup, yeah, I think the Jaguars spread is the way to go. I mean, unless you're teasing the game, then I mean, sure, go with the Chiefs if you really think they have the
You
potential
get
of
the
blowing
Jags
them
at
out.
14.5 too. If you want
You
to go
can
the other way, I think either
exactly.
teaser directions probably are right here. One of
Exactly.
those
Yeah,
kind
this
of
is one
games.
of those we were talking about this last week where you can tease
I
either
need to grab a
direction.
smoke while you talk, dude. I'm sorry. I'm like this. I'm devastated. I need to stand up and like dry
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah. Go ahead and do
my
your
dong.
workouts.
I need to dry my dong off from like all the fucking beer that spilled on it through the towel.
Yeah,
I can hear you though.
okay. But yeah,
In fact, I'm keeping the mic on. I'm just going over to smoke.
yeah, you're gonna hear Lou be like, "Ah, fuck." Yes, I think the Jags and the teaser is probably the better direction to go. I do think that McKinnon gets a touchdown in this game. I do think the Chiefs ultimately win the game as well, but the 8.5 point spread is just hard to overlook here, given the history with KC. But this is also like just playing devil's advocate here. Where this is also Kansas City with a bye. and their last game of the season. I mean, they didn't really play all that hard. They didn't play most of their players for the whole game, so they have a lot of rest. So that's the one thing that I would be scared of if I'm going and just laying the regular Jaguar spread. But if you have it in a teaser at the 14.5, you're covering a key number there. You're crossing the 2 touchdown mark and getting the half point over it. So even if they do lose by 2 touchdowns, you still cover your ass there. So yeah, that's the way I would look at it. Definitely taking the McKinnon touchdown, and for once, I'm not taking the KC first half team total here because I think the Jaguars defense could step up a little bit. So that's what I think about this game. Not too fond of it myself. A lot of these divisional matchups are going to be a little bit tricky to deal with. So be very picky when you're choosing your bets this weekend. There's some good spots, but try not to over leverage because we know how this round goes in the playoffs. There's a lot of upsets in the divisional round.
Evan doesn't know shit. I'm drunker for like my every Friday show. Like I've had 3 some beers. It's the amount of beer that my dong just drank is the problem. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
you saw the 2 streams coming down his chin when he was doing that, Shuey. Yeah, of course.
Oh, it's brutal. Brutal. All right, let's move on to the main event, right?
Oh, oh
Let's
man.
get to the main event.
We got the Giants and the Eagles. The Eagles are at home, laying 7.5 points here, and I have to start this one off. And man, I'm not betting anything on this game, but I'll tell you what I think. I'm not betting anything because I do think the Giants have an outside chance of winning this outright. I really do. The first matchup we played the Eagles where they absolutely hammered us. Half our defense was injured, and we really didn't have any solid wide receivers. We didn't have any wide receivers that we could count on. And since that game, the Giants have found a lot of luck with Isaiah Hodgins. We have Bellinger back. Richie James is playing a lot better. He's not dropping no more balls.
Where
And
did he
Darius
and he
Slayton,
vanished in the second half. They just didn't throw to him, but he had a great first half. Great first half.
yeah, but I'm talking about the volume, like
No, he
being
caught
able
everything. He
to.
caught everything they threw to him in the first half. Like he was every time they threw to him, he was great. I agree. I agree. He was great.
So I think we have a lot more of a solid team this time around with the defense being completely healthy. All of our corners, like if you look at the Giants injury report, no one is doubtful, no one is probable, no one's questionable. Everyone is healthy, and that hasn't happened in a long, long time. So I might take a stab just for like a half unit on the Giants money line here, and just stick to it. Teaser spot, I also would lean the Giants here, just crossing the key number, going to 14.5. If you take the 7 point teaser, if you're just doing a 2 teamer, why not? Why not? If you're doing a 3 teamer, you're covering 3 key numbers where you're getting 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So that's the way I would look at it. Other than that, Jalen Hurts rushing yards could be a good idea here because when the Giants rush, they're rushing these edges, and when someone is rolling around the pocket, they don't seem to catch up to him. I was about to say Derek Cousins. Kirk Cousins almost did that to us a couple of times, but the man is slow as hell, so he couldn't capitalize on those openings. But I think Jalen Hurts could. So his rushing total is what I'm going to be looking towards. Other than that, I'm just going praying for the Giants here. Lou, what do you think?
Okay, I was born to break this game down. So first and foremost, you missed the most obvious prop that you make here. Just take the Boston Scott touchdown. This guy, like literally 100% of his career stats are against the fucking Giants. I don't understand it. I don't know why it works that way. It's still like plus 370. Just take the Boston Scott touchdown. He's going to get one through some fuckery. He's going to score a touchdown. Okay. There's a prop. So there's a couple of props that I have, but I want to explain why, because the first 2 are on the Eagles side. If you look at what the Giants did to Jefferson last week, I realize that Kirk Cousins is whatever. He's not. I don't think he's as terrible as people think. I think if he's like, is Kirk Cousins worth his contract? No, but Kirk Cousins is fine. He's not like horrendous, but like, yeah, it's uncanny. Scott TD, Pat knows. If you look at what the Giants did to Jefferson, they bracketed him. So they always had one guy over the top, and they had one guy pushing to the sidelines, and they made sure that Jefferson, even if he caught it, was not going to get any yards after the catch. But they contained him, and they said, "Fuck you." They said, if you're going to have Hawkinson beat us, that's great. Like, no problem. And Hawkinson ate. He ate really well. He was always open. But even Hawkinson's yard after the catch weren't like crazy. The Giants were flying to the ball. But it's more than the Jefferson that leads me to believe that A.J. Brown's going to get shut the fuck down here. They're going to say, fuck it. If you want to beat us, it's not going to be him. So I've already, and I have like a crazy big bet on this. Like for me, especially because I don't want to bet on Eagles stuff, but I hit Devontae Smith yardage hard at 64.5. I hit it hard. I also had hit Goddard. Now I hit him at 48.5. It was minus 110. On a lot of books, he's now up to 50.5 and it's juiced. I don't like it anymore. And I don't want to pay the juice for it. 48.5 seems all right to me. I could see it being really similar to how Hawkinson kind of ate. Now, the one thing I'm leery about that prop is that Hurts and Goddard have been hurt at opposite times this year. So they're really just getting their chemistry together. But I think Goddard's going to be wide open. And if the Giants do have a real big liability on defense, it's the linebackers. They're more like blitz. They're more like pass rushers than coverage guys. So I think Goddard could eat and do well. So that's what I got on the Eagles side in terms of props. On the Giants, hey Wiz, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've been slurping Hodgins. It's 45.5. In all fairness, he's the highest. Like all the receivers are pretty close. Like I think Slayton and James are both 50 or 44. I'll look right now. I remember looking. I'm like, man, they're all like the same.
But it makes sense. It makes sense. The guy gets
Slayton's 44. Well, it's more like 45.5. James has gone up a little bit then. And now Slayton's gone down. Or maybe BetMGM has it flipped. But how do you not love what fucking Hodgins is doing? He can get yards after the catch. He gets open. In all fairness, I got to think that Slay's going to probably be on Slayton. They've put him on Slayton in the first game. I don't know if they put Bradbury on Hodgins. I don't know what they're going to – I don't know how they're really going to, like, scheme
because they're not going to know who to prioritize.
But in all fairness, I don't think it matters, dude. Hodgins is, like, come from no – I love this guy, man. Like, I joke – not joke, but, like, I text – like, every week we're talking, I'm like, I got to buy a fucking Hodgins jersey, don't I?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, like –
season, if he does something big and leads us to the Super Bowl or something
I think but he's already earned, like, a big look, I don't know that he's a number one in the league, but, like, man, dude, like, if the Giants signed a receiver, like a legit number one, where you could push Slayton to 2 and Hodgins to 3, all of a sudden, I kind of like the receiving core. Like, Richard James, look, man, I'm not, like, totally sold on him. I think he played well last week. I think he's shown flashes that he can play well. I think they need to get him off fucking returns like stat because that and look, there's no knock on him. I don't think it's an easy job returning kicks, dude. Like, especially punts, dude. When you know you're gonna get murdered catching a ball, like, I don't think it's an easy job. But I don't like.
Oh yeah, I like
no,
the IU New York.
I do too. And look, didn't we talk about this last week?
We did.
And he's gonna be available. Like, I think he's a stud, man. Like, is he a number one? Is he? I'll tell you what. I don't know if he's a number one, but he's gonna get paid like a number one in the offseason. So,
I think
unless like, look, in this draft, other than Quentin from TCU, look, I know you can find some value in some of these receivers in the draft, but like, they need like a bona fide. Like, look, the Eagles, they got Antonio Brown's available.
Okay, yeah, no. We don't need none of that.
Like, the Eagles got AJ Brown, and like the whole team, like, it changed the entire chemistry of the team just having like a stud like that. You get Ayuk. I mean, I don't know who else is available. That's even like
Hopkins.
I don't want Hopkins. He's kind of. I don't think he's worth the money, and I don't want Brandon Cooks. Like,
no. I mean, actually, Cooks the beginning of the season.
I don't want Cooks for what he's. I don't want Cooks for what he's going to get paid. Like,
yeah,
that's what I mean. I don't want Cooks for that price. Like, I'm just saying is like. Anyway, I'm trying not to be. I'm going to get off the Phantom for a second. So I like Hodgins. The only other prop that I looked at, and this is such a dicey prop, and I would recommend it as the same game if you're going to do it. The Giants are going to go as far as Barkley goes this game. And it's really, there's just no other way to put it. Barkley hasn't had great games against the Eagles traditionally, but it's a little different in this situation. So his total for yardage, receiving and rushing, was 99.5. And I'm like, That seems high, like, because they're not even throwing to him a lot, but like you saw last week, every time he got the ball, he got like 20 yards. Like,
Yeah,
so the thing is he could hit it in the first half or he could miss it by like a mile. Like, I feel like there's no middle ground.
it's one or the other.
But the Barkley TD is so low here, dude. It's minus 115 in a game where, like, look, he has to score and he has to be the focal point for them to have any chance. They have to be. And look, I realize the Eagles are going to be scheming around that. So if you want to like get fun with like Hodgins at these crazy odds, like 260 for Hodgins is disrespectful. I saw Evan in the chat talk about Jones rushing one in. I don't hate that either at plus 210. But man, this is a playoff game. This is the biggest game the Giants have had in years. Primetime game. I got to think it's just like any way to get the ball to Barkley within the 20, like within 20 yards. They have to do it. They
And you want to
have
know
to.
what's the worst part about this game?
What's that? That I live in Philly and all I've been hearing all week is shit talk from like all my friends because
Well,
that
well, that,
sucks.
but also it's on at the same time the UFC's on.
Well, yeah, they were assholes. And I have another friend, Colin,
Bastards.
who like nobody will watch football with because he's like just a completely obnoxious Eagles fan. Like Patty in the chat, he's not an obnoxious fan because he played football like when we went to college, like he played O-line. Like, and we were joking the other day, like, why couldn't we have live bet like our fucking Division 3 college when we were there and been like, we could have talked shit to our buddy Mike Dijon Tomaso. Be like, Dijon, I live bet you TD. You suck. You suck, pal. I wish I could have done that in college. I'm like, I bet you, bitch. Like, come on, you asshole. Would have been great. Well, whole different college experience. Like,
Or you bet on him not to get
hey fucker, I bet you to score.
or you bet on him to not score and be like, you better not step foot in the end zone.
Yeah,
Fumble.
if you go down at the 1, if I'll buy you all the beers, you fucking go down at the 1. That would have been a great like twist to this. But like my buddy's like, he's telling me he's like, I know he's been talking shit, and I'm like, here's the deal. You're not gonna talk to me during the game. You're not gonna text me. If you say a fucking word, here's what's gonna happen. I have to watch UFC and I'll be drunk. And I'm gonna have my girlfriend drive me to your house 45 minutes away, and I'm gonna drop a fucking EMP. I'm not gonna hurt him physically because he has kids, but I'm gonna put an EMP on his property so that he can't text or communicate with any human being the rest of his life. Like, dude, it's been 10 years. Let me just fucking enjoy it, man. The Eagles are probably gonna win this game big. Like, honestly, they're probably gonna win by like 17 points. I already know what's gonna happen. It's a bad matchup for the Giants. Dude,
Unfortunately.
dude, let me just enjoy it, man. Like, we're ahead of schedule, like in a rebuild. We're playing with house money. Like, look, just let me enjoy it. Like, that's all I want. I know the Eagles are going to kill
Great
them.
first year under new management.
Yeah, so like that's all I want. So like, Evan says what? As Hodgins,
I do like that a lot.
look, man, Evan. Evan's a D. Look, as much as Evan buffs my balls, I know he respects me, and he knows he's getting a Lou rub right now. One thing I look at the most, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I was actually at the bar with Pat when this happened. That Colts Vikings like comeback. And I said on this very show, I had taken the Pittman over in receptions, but I wouldn't touch his yardage because I looked at his route length and they were throwing him like 4 or 5 yards. Well, guess what happened? He hit his over in receptions and he didn't hit his yardage. Like you saw like the trends there. Here's what you look with Hodgins, as low as this number is, there's 2 things that I love about it. One is his targets per game is like he's getting 10 looks. So if he catches 3, 4 passes, he's there. But also, you look at the line, you look at how this game's going to play out, the game script, and the Giants are going to. This is why I laid off the Barkley stuff. You look at this, and like they're going to have to be pass heavy. Now, if you like Daniel Jones rushing yardage in a pass heavy script, yeah, because the Eagles would be like, dude, get 8 yards of play. We don't care. Like, just don't beat us down the field. And he's not throwing a Hodgins 40 yards down the field. He's throwing a Slayton 40 yards down the field. Hodgins is getting 10, 12 yards to carry. Like his average route is 8 yards.
Yep.
And he gets yards after the catch. So Hodgins is going to get like, I mean, I think, I know it's minus 150 for those 2, Evan. That feels pretty safe to me. And like, I don't know what Goddard's floor is. And it's probably like minus 400 for him to get like I mean, I could look, but like Goddard's going to get a lot of targets in this game too. I really don't like AJ Brown in this game at all. I'd fade him completely. Like, and DFS, I'd fade him. I really think the Giants are going to be like, he's not beating us.
They're going to give him the Jefferson treatment.
And this isn't like Tennessee where like
He
it was
deserves
like, well, this isn't like the Titans game where he's like, I don't care if they throw fucking 4 guys on me. Like, I'm going ham. That was very different. There's a lot of moving parts in this offense. I mean, shit, whatever Quez Watkins could have like 1 catch and hit his yardage too. Like,
Yeah.
whatever his longest reception is, you may as well just, if you're going to ever bet Quez Watkins, just bet his longest reception, because it's not like they're throwing him 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Like, they're throwing bombs to him. He's Deshaun Jackson, just not Deshaun Jackson. But that's the role, is he's just the guy that like runs outs. Like, he just runs, like he's path 2 in Tecmo. Like, he's just the go route. And I think that he might have 1 catch for 45 yards and like he's hit all his numbers. So I think they shut down Brown, but like, man, everybody else. And like, I'm not big on Sanders props here either, because he kind of sucks. If I'm being honest, like he kind of sucks. And more importantly, he has no equity out of the backfield. Like, if you're going to play a rushing prop with them, Pat's heard me say this, like, just fucking play Gainwell, dude. Like, because he's getting more and more exposure in the offense. And I think part of the reason is they know that Sanders is getting to that point contract-wise where, like, you either pay him, and they're not going to pay him because he's going to want, like, I don't know what kind of money he thinks he's going to get in the open market. He's all right, but he has no reception, like, equity. Like, really. Gainwell a little bit does, but Gainwell is, like, a harder runner. And he doesn't fumble. Like, Sanders is kind of, like, irresponsible with the ball. So the pick for the show, I'm picking the Giants outright because I'm an asshole, but realistically, I think the Eagles win this game by 17 points. But love the Devonta Smith prop. I like the Goddard prop in the same game if you could buy it down a little bit because it's getting away from us. And I love the Hodgins prop. If you want a same game, Smith, Goddard, and Hodgins, I think that's probably all right. And yeah, go G-Man.
Go G-Man, indeed. Let's see if we can pull this one off. Cool. Next matchup, we got the.
Hold on. Evan's saying it's time to do our shotgun. Is he going to get on air and do it? I'll shotgun a beer if he's going to get on air and do it.
Oh, Evan,
you're going to get on air and do it, because the deal isn't I do one on air and you say you did one.
I would do one, but I'm dry in this house right now.
No, but I'm asking, if Evan will come on air and do one, I'll gladly do one. But if it's just me doing one and him saying he's doing one, then then it's just me being the usual internet legend that I am, and it's him being, as the Iron Sheik would say, piece of shit, motherfucker, jabroni. Worse than the Virgil Raisin Balls. Worse than the Hulk Hogan.
Well, we got to wait and see if Evan will do one with us. No chance.
I'll do it and send you a video. Yeah, okay. I'm the one putting myself on air all the time, brother. All right, here we go. Another banger, Wiz.
So this is a banger.
And I know we're going to be on the different side of that. I guarantee we are going to be on the different side of this, because I know who you love here without you telling me. Come on.
I actually like no. Oh, all right. Send a link. Un momento, por favor.
Evan, my man. By the way, hey, Evan, if you're going to do it, you may as well break down a game, right?
Yeah. Let me copy this link and.
Wait, should we tell these guys what we have in store for the Super Bowl? We'll tell them at the end of the show. We have our concept we're working on for the Super Bowl.
They're gonna love it.
No, they're not. But you know who's gonna love it? You and I are gonna fucking love it. You know who's not gonna love it? Clinton Narco Cop are not going to love it. I gotta grab another beer.
I'm texting Evan. I just texted you the link on Twitter right now. This is gonna be fun. So just to give you guys a little preview of what we're thinking about doing for the Super Bowl, we're thinking about bringing a couple of different handicappers in this space and having them give their take on the game, their favorite prop or props if they have multiple. Excuse me, and give us their game pick and see what they like analysis wise.
That's
the plan.
But go ahead. But there's a but here.
You
Or do you
say
want
the
me to
but.
say
I
it?
said the first half. You say it.
So when Wiz and I are talking about this, I'm like, oh, we should like, because we want to do like we want to do a big show for the Super Bowl. Like there's tons of props. Like it's a good game to break down. And then we're like, oh, I'm like, oh, I got a buddy, Big Tasty, who's like, and then I'm like, oh, he's a Vikings fan. Like that'll be funny. And then I'm like, we're gonna have Norco on. Oh yeah, he's a Vikings fan too. And then we're like, what about Clint? So we're like, so the idea is we're just gonna have on Vikings fans and be like, what's up, hoes? Oh, you remember when the Giants kicked your fucking ass?
We have a special guest in the building.
Oh yes,
Everybody, welcome
Evan.
Evan.
Yeah,
Evan!
buddy. What's up, dude? He's
Yo.
good.
Yo,
Look
yo.
at him. Look, Evan, you're the man, dude. Look,
In the dark.
Thanks for having me. Hold
I
on,
give
I'm
him-
trying to get some lights on right now.
I give Evan credit, man. This motherfucker, first of all, Evan's a great dude. Great guy. Trolls me on all these things. Not like, no, he's trolling me. He's having fun. Evan and I, like, dude, we like each other. They're like,
It's a
Adam,
civil
he's not trolling me to
relationship.
be
It
a
hasn't gone to
no,
court
no,
yet.
Evan and I, really, Evan and I, our pastime is making fun of Dumpy. Like, I mean, that's what Evan and I do best, just making fun of Dumpy's fucking stupid bets. But
Oh,
That's the basketball
24,000
first
plus 24,000 isn't good enough.
it's just
for
like,
you?
oh yeah, oh, this isn't good enough. He's like, no, now I need to add like, oh, that Ronaldo will have 9 shots. I'm like, come on, dude. Like really,
9
like,
shots
really,
on goal.
yeah, like that's it. So, but
Terrible.
Evan's a fucking awesome dude, and dude, you got some balls, man. Like, but I'm about to poke this fucking bear.
Dude, I'm taking
Okay,
that Iron
Pop
Man.
it open with your finger. Use the loose strength. Come on.
I'm poking him. I'm shotgunning the beer, dude. I'm not
Yes, exactly. Pop it open with your finger.
the side of the can.
Yes,
What are you, crazy?
I do it.
You're such a liar.
I'm gonna have to film it one day.
First of all, I've been doing these fucking things for 20 some years.
Yeah,
so,
but
like,
I don't think you can do the pop with the thumb.
well, I'm about. I can't pop a can open with my
Very
thumb.
strong.
More important.
Very nice.
Hold on. More importantly, you know, one of the important things when you rate a beer is can sharpiness. And it's
Look at this comment, Patty.
fuck you, Pat. By the way, Pat's older than me. I think Pat's older than me by a couple months. Pat, fuck you, dude. Who's Pat? Pat's the one drinking like 5% beers, and I'm the one like, yeah, I want that 12% motherfucker. Pat's a bitch, man.
You got arthritis.
Well, man, first of all, I'm old, man. Bitch, I'm old, bitches. Oh shit. Dude, my girlfriend's gonna fucking hate me, man. Like,
She already hates you.
yeah, but she's gonna hate me more.
Are you ready?
No, hold on. Yeah, give me a goddamn second, bro.
Yeah, can you see he's trying to open it with scissors?
Evan, you're outside. I'm like literally trying to fucking. All right, now I'm ready.
It's cold out here. It's only 6.
Fuck you. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Well, you just poured out like a quarter of that thing.
Who?
You.
I'm wearing it like a motherfucker, dude. Well, if I poured out a quarter of it, I still drank a 12-ounce beer.
Yes.
I am Jack's rotting corpse right now. Oh my lord.
This is awesome.
Evan, you're the man, dude.
Wait, so do I get to stay to break down a game, or you guys?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely, dude. Of course.
Yeah, Evan, you get first dibs. You get to break this one down first. We got the Bengals at the Bills. Bills laying 5.5 points. This is a rematch of what was supposed to happen in Week 17, but obviously we all know what happened, and we're glad that DeMar Hamlin's doing well. But Evan, take us away.
Dude, I think we've all kind of been on the same page with the Bengals. Like, at least that Bengals passing game, like it can pop off at any minute. And Joe Burrow could easily go for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns if they let him. And I don't mean they as in the Bills. I mean they as in the coaching staff. So, I mean, we've all been on that T. Higgins, sometimes Tyler Boyd, but Jamar Chase, dude, he's the real deal.
Yeah, and I don't
I
mind
don't,
that
I
at
don't know if
all.
my shirt's on backwards, by the way, but I just had to get out of that fucking thing.
Oh, quick wardrobe change.
Oh wait, hold on. I shotgun. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah! Oh my god, Lou shotgun beer like stone cold. Spilling half of it down his face. I
The
love
best
that.
bet of the
So by the
game.
way, so Patty Mac and I go to like a hoity-toity tap room because it's like the only real bar we have in our town. And like if I ever wanted to shotgun a beer out of that bar, they would kick us the fuck out for like life. They'd be like, nope.
I mean, I could see why.
But if I wanted to never go there again, I'd be like, I want a shotgun. I'm gonna drink it. I would do a shoey in the bar and be like, later, hose.
And then put your shoe back on your foot.
I'd throw it at the bartender. Like, fuck you, dude.
Oh, okay, you're gonna recreate the George Bush scene, huh?
No, I'd be like, if I'm gone for life, and like also I wouldn't want the shoe anymore. I mean, you can have the shoe.
I thought you only own one pair of shoes though.
No, I said I had 2 shoes.
Yeah, you said you had 2 shoes.
No, I meant like I could do. That got misremembered. I'm like, I can do 2 shoeys because I have 2 shoes.
Wiz,
I could double fist it.
Wiz, did he
He's
say
like
that he
2
only
shoes.
owned one pair of shoes?
He didn't say he only owned one pair of shoes, but he said he only owned 2 shoes.
I own like 4 pairs of shoes.
It's like they're not even matching. It's like 2 completely different shoes.
No, it's 8 shoes. It's 8 shoes. They all look alike. They're all like the same goddamn shit. Well,
One of them's an old, washed-up football cleat.
they're all
No,
interchangeable.
dude, one of them's the dress shoe that he did the shoe out of, and then the other one's like a
One of them
running
has-
shoe.
one
so
of
he
them
could be like business on one side and then like athletic on the other side.
One of them has goldfish in the gel on the bottom just to like style. So hold on. So you picked the Bengals? Was that the pick?
Honestly, I didn't really look at the game too much. I was just saying I think the passing game for the Bengals is what's going to be the determining factor. Like Jamar Chase could easily rack up 8 receptions for 100 yards. T. Higgins, we've all been on him.
You got to say his name right.
I can't yell right now. The baby
T.
just went to
motherfucking Higgins.
sleep. That's it. So, and I mean Tyler Boyd, like I've been on him. You can ask Gordo since the beginning of the season. I've been on Tyler Boyd almost every week.
Great DFS play.
He really is. 4,000, 4,500 every week.
He's always cheap, and like you don't need much from him. No, you don't need much for him to like pay off his salary. Like Evan and I talk DFS like every week, and like we come up with these like Wiz. It wasn't you. It was Zuck and I were like, I was like Shaheed. I'm like, I gotta take a stab on this.
Yes, dude. It was that
like
Thursday night football.
It was
game.
like 2 plays in. I'm like, oh my god, Shaheed's like killing it. He already paid off his salary with like 2 catches. And he had like a 98-yard game. I was like, oh my god, he's the only receiver on the Saints right now. Like, this is great. It's like him and like the white guy, like their 9th tight end. It was like it's like Bob Smith. Like I'm like, I never heard of this fucking dude. Like, it's like 200. He's like every Dallas tight end that's white, like Ferguson. All these fucking dudes, like dude, Ferguson like killed it.
So that game was it was Saints Cardinals. I remember it because it was here. I'm in Arizona, and I remember driving.
It was a Thursday night game.
It was the Thursday night game. So you guys were talking about it last week or 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't type because I was feeding the baby. So I was like, yes, that was against the Cardinals because you guys were talking about how you didn't remember what game it was. But yeah, dude, Shaheed, 1 catch is all you need. It's just like what you guys were just talking about with Quez.
Like third play of the game was like,
third play of the game. It was like a 60-yard bomb.
Loved it.
But just like you guys were talking about Quez with the Eagles game, like 1 catch can be 45-yard touchdown.
I tend to agree. And Lou, I think you're expecting me to be on the Bills side here. I actually like the Bengals, but I'm not playing the side. I'm playing the Bengals first half team total because we saw how easily they were able to score against them in that first matchup. I feel like that's a repetition here. I'm actually going to play the both teams first half team totals.
I hate that because the weather is supposed to be. The NFL weather says it's going to be like 32 and mild wind, but that is not what I'm reading. The weather's going to be like. And this under's dipped 3 points. It's supposed to be really shitty there, and like I'm on the Bengals to win the
The
Super.
last game.
I'm on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. Like that's my confidence level in the Bengals. Is I've said I think it's going to be Cincy San Fran in the Super Bowl. I love the Bengals all year, but man, if this game is just who can run the ball better, fuck, man. Like, and it had nothing to do with Singletary. It's like Mixon versus like Josh Allen. Like,
100%.
fuck, man. Like Allen might like outrush him, and I realized that like we've never really seen Burrow in like too many of these fucking slog weather games, but we've seen Allen in them, and he seems to put up like it's like Brady in his heyday, like putting up 50 spots like in New England when it's just was that the game against Tennessee? It was like 53-0, where he's like, "Yep,
Yeah, it's
like don't care, like don't care that it's shitty." He's like, and I worry that Allen could like kind of do that here. The only thing I'm gonna say in defense of that is that Gabe Davis seems to like suck now. Like I don't know what his deal is. He's shown flashes of being awesome. I almost think he had that 4 TD game and he's like, cool, pay me. Like pay me 50 million.
he had a touchdown last week.
I know, but he also had like a couple of drops and he's not targeted that much. And like,
no, you're right. He went from 7 targets a game to like 3.
And maybe part of it is the fact that like that Josh Allen's kind of refound his form with Knox. I think that's taken away some of his target share. But man, I've been riding Cincinnati all year. I have to just stick with a money line. Yeah. I'm not going to get fancy with that. In terms of props, I mean, don't blind tail this, but like, I just bet T. Higgins touchdown every goddamn week. Why would I stop? Because
the market keeps disrespecting him.
He's always my captain in DFS, and I'm like, great, he's gonna have, he's gonna get hurt first player, he's gonna get like 18 yards, and then I hate it, but like if I don't, like I think the best thing I could do is not put him at captain, but like hammer his props, because if I don't start him at captain, he's gonna have 10 catches for 190 yards and 3 touchdowns. 100%. So like if I don't put him at captain, I can I can manifest it. So
or even the other way around. Don't bet his touchdown prop, but put him at captain.
Right. One or the other, like, is going to work. So, I'm going to take the Bengals money line. I realize this is like, I don't want to like MOL this thing.
Man of the library.
There's a narrative. Like, I get there's a narrative side here with the Bills, but the Bengals were looking pretty good in that game before like the game ended.
Yeah.
And man, Burrow, dude. Like I both of these guys. Burrow and Allen made me a lot of money in college. Like
Burrow looked
not because I'm a genius, because they literally, if you bet them every game they played, they made you money. Like there's nothing
100%.
genius about it. Like they just made you money. So
simple.
I mean, also Andy Dalton made me a lot of money in college, but like whatever. But I mean, like I would take you could be safer and take the 5.5. I think these teams are really close. I really do. If the weather is really, really shitty, though, Buffalo's been leaning on the running game the last 8 weeks of the season. I would favor them to like kind of be able to do that more. But I'm on Bengals all year. I got to stick with them, and I'll keep it that simple, I guess.
Makes sense. It looks like all 3 of us are on the Bengals side then.
Yeah, Bengals are also in my teaser.
Yeah, and I think 11.5, 12.5 is.
Yeah, that's just insane. That's too many.
I think you're absolutely. Look, if the Bills blow them out, and let me ask one last thing on that game before we move on. So, like, I've seen a lot of criticism on the Bills defense for the Miami game, dude. The reason the Bills defense gave up so many points was Josh Allen's fault. 7 of them were a defensive touchdown because the assholes in DFS that rostered Miami's defense. It scored like crazy good because of like all the sacks and the picks, but
right.
But I mean, Miami kept starting at like the 30-yard line of Buffalo. Like, of course they're going to score points. Like, I think Buffalo's defense was bad last week. They got put in like awful spots, like every drive over and over and over again, to where they were on the field just way too much. So I don't think Buffalo's defense was bad last week. Like, like I don't read into that much. Like, but.
Yeah, I think Buffalo's defensive line is going to have to show up because they definitely have the upper hand in that matchup in the trenches.
Since he's got some injuries, dude, like not
Dude,
just
even without
Collins,
injuries, even without injuries, they still have a very brutal offensive line.
When we started this show, week 1, I had a standing bet with Wiz. I said, like, I make this bet every week. Whoever's playing Cincinnati, I was betting their team title and sacks. Their line was so bad.
4+, 5+ every game.
Like, I know, but if you were getting a team that like wasn't known for sacks and you get like 2.5, I'm like all day. Because Burrow was like Burrow wasn't really running, but then and then Collins is hurt, and then they lost somebody last week too, didn't they? I don't know.
Yeah, they lost him on the.
I didn't watch the game last week.
It was the left guard,
but he got hurt in like the second. He got hurt like in the first half, and like
and they were attacking. And
then the Ravens were like pouring it on, dude. Like, Burrow had no time for anything. Like they're very lucky that last play. And now I'm sorry, that play makes me think they're like maybe they're a team of destiny, because there's no fucking way that play never should have happened the way that play happened. Also, who the fuck jumps from the 2? What are you doing, dude? Like, he didn't jump from like, he jumped from the 2-yard line.
No, he tried to Michael Jordan that shit.
Yeah. He did the pull Trevor Lawrence.
He literally, he didn't even do like the pro stretch, as we call it from technical.
No, he held it up there.
He held it like he held it like literally straight up in the air, like he expected to like float to the end zone. And like,
no, he didn't try to get there.
Good for a white boy that like he's probably still catching his breath. Like 5 days later, he's like, all right.
Yeah, that I mean, Joe Burrow can get the ball off to Jamar Chase on an 8-yard slant and it'd be a touchdown. So it really just depends on if the Bills defensive line can get to them quick enough. And I mean, Stephon Diggs and Joe Burrow are 2 of the best route runners in the NFL. So it's going to be a fun battle to watch back and forth.
Yeah,
indeed it is.
Well, why don't you guys start us off with the last one while I have to pee because there's just beer all over my don.
Oh, yeah. And you're old.
And I'm old.
Yeah, go get
so I also did not look at it yet.
You're good. So we got the Niners laying 4 points at home against the Cowboys. This is going to be a very tough game for me to break down for the sole reason that these teams they do a lot of the same things well. Both their defenses are elite. I do favor the Niners defense, of course. I favor the Cowboys offense. Now, saying that, they both have solid run games. They both have solid passing games. Both of their offensive lines hold up pretty well. It's just going to be, I feel like this game is going to come down to who has the big playability. And part of me says that it's going to sound weird, but part of me says it's the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys have the big playability here with CeeDee, with Ferguson, with all those guys. I think the Cowboys can pull this one off, but I don't want to go anywhere near picking a side in this game because I think it's a coin flip. This is a true coin flip, even though the line says otherwise. If the Niners defense can pressure Dak, that's going to be a different story, which I think they could. But I think this is going to be the real test for Brock Purdy. I think this is going to be the first big test for him because he hasn't faced a pass rush like the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are the way to go if you really wanted to play a side here, in my opinion, taking the points. But I have no interest in this game.
I did something with this game. I'll rewind. I definitely agree with you as far as like the traditional passing game. The Cowboys definitely have that big play opportunity. On the other side, I think the 49ers could also have one of those 60, 70-yard plays with their creativity to Christian McCaffrey. You get him out in open space, he's taking off. And he's one of the best hole finders in the NFL. And he has the quickness to get there. He's definitely slowed down a little bit, but his quickness is still there. He can get a gap. And that offense, they know how to block. Those wide receivers are throwing pancakes out on linebackers. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Christian McCaffrey doesn't see the ball 20, 25 times probably, and Deebo Samuel another 10. They're going to try and get them both into space. As far as the side on this, I'm kind of with you on that. It's really tough to pick that 4 points. It could be a really close game. I did something when I was maybe not in the best frame of mind with my judgment picks, and Lou is going to yell at me for this. I already know it. I threw the Niners in a teaser.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to yell at you because you crossed 0.
Because I crossed 0. I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I threw them in the teaser. Just I did the 4-team teaser. I took the Giants and Jags on Saturday, and then the Niners and Bengals on Sunday, all in a teaser.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
It's your turn. Let's hear it.
You guys are on crack, dude. The Niners are going to fucking murder the Cowboys here. Like, they're going to, dude, look, man, Dallas was not good at the end of the season. And like, are we really doing this? Like, oh, Dak is back. He had one game.
No.
Look, man, Dallas is a public team. Let me just talk like line movement and not even what the line is and not even like my own personal breakdown. Dallas is a public team. So they're always getting one extra point because they know fuckers are just going to fire on this team. The fact that this line is still more than -3 is everything you need to know about this goddamn game. Vegas is begging you to bet the fucking Cowboys here to bring it down to the hook. I have no action on that yet, but I do have a huge bet on the over because I have been saying for weeks since the Raiders game, how do you beat the Niners defense right now? Just throw bombs. For whatever reason, their secondary can't do a goddamn thing. Jarrett Stidham just called bomb every play, and it worked. David Blau had an 80-yard. David fucking Blau had an 80-yard flea flicker to 900-year-old AJ Green.
Lions legend.
Seattle last week, Metcalf just ate. Like, San Francisco, their one vulnerability is getting beat deep. And I don't even think it's going to be CeeDee Lamb. It might be, dude, Gallup might have like
Noah Brown
for 100.
Ferguson.
Noah Brown, 2 catches, 80 yards. If you told me that was the line at the end of the game, I'd believe it. Gallup, 3 catches, 100. Like, but I think they can shut CeeDee Lamb down. But Brown and Gallup can fucking feast.
For sure.
So, and that's why I'm going with the Cowboys.
But
Lou, you just said you're smashing the Niners on this, and then all you talked about was
I was going to say, but what the fuck is Dallas going to do to stop the Niners?
I don't think they can stop their
nothing.
Run, their stretch run, dude.
I think the Niners are going to score 35 points in this game. Like, I don't know what Dallas. I think this is like a 35-17 game. I think so. I hammered the over.
Wait, so we're flashing back to 3 years ago when the Niners just wrecked the.
No, we're flashing back to 20. We're flashing back to 20 years ago, and like it was like Terrell Owens against, like those days. Like
no, I was sleeping still then.
Romo.
I have a question for the both of you guys.
What's that?
So Patty Mac, he says T.Y. Hilton in the chat. Yeah, I agree. I think you can have a really.
No,
big
he
game.
wants to know about Schultz.
But wait. I will pay either of you $50 if you could tell me T.Y. Hilton's real name. And I'll give you a hint. His last name is Hilton. Sure.
Terrence Trent Young Hilton. I don't know if I got that.
Evan?
No, dude.
It's Eugene Marquise Hilton.
What?
Where is the T?
What?
Where is the Y?
He just liked doing the dance after he scored a touchdown.
It's like Julio Jones. Julio Jones is his real name is
Quintorius. It stands for Thank You Hilton. Like
I have no clue. But Julio
I think the Niners roll. I love the over. I have no props here that I really like, but like Evan just talked about, like I'd take a poke on like a Noah Brown or a Gallup over because it's only going to take one reception. Like Like I don't know. Let's see what I want to see what Noah Brown.
Do we have player props up right now?
Yeah, we do. So we might not have Noah Brown, and we don't. We have Gallup 36.5. I mean, that's 2 catches.
Yeah, that's
Like
2-3 catches easy.
That's 2, and then Sergeant Whitey over here, Schultz.
What is he at?
41.5, but like they're starting to catch on that but it still seems low, man. Like,
Yeah, I think he hit
because Schultz actually gets yards after the catch too. Like that's 3 receptions. I feel like that's 3 receptions.
Didn't he have a really long touchdown last week? Like this past game, like 40-yard touchdown or something like that?
Yeah, because he's like amazing. But even Ferguson hit like a fucking 36-yard reception. Like, but that's not gonna. But I just saying, I don't know if that's gonna work this week. I don't know if that's gonna work this week against this team. I don't think they can get. I really think Dallas is in a lot of trouble here. I don't think they're gonna get Pollard going, and Zeke's kind of sucks.
I don't think the run game is going to do anything. This is all going to be about Dak getting the ball downfield. And
I don't know,
Pollard receiving yards.
No, dude.
I don't hate that, but he's definitely not getting it on the ground.
Oh no, receiving yards. Dak is going to be under so much pressure. He's going to dump it off multiple times.
I would prefer Dak rushing yards over Pollard receiving yards because
what is Pollard receiving yards at right now? Is it
19?
He's going to be running for his fucking life.
19? That's easy. I like that.
Yeah.
19 yeah, but that's what that doesn't give you pause seeing that number. Like,
no,
man, it fucking freaks me out seeing that number. That's weird.
Dude, how many times were Ramondre Stevenson's receiving yards at 24 yards? At the beginning of the season, he was hitting 50 yards a game.
Yeah.
And he was getting all those dump off passes because Mac Jones can't throw more than 12 yards downfield accurately.
Just so you know, he stopped hitting his total once I started betting it.
Yeah, after I told you 3 weeks in a row when I was hitting it every single week.
I was hitting it too, and then I hit it like once, and I'm like, yeah, but then like, what was the one? It was the Vikings game where I'm like, he had like 9 yards going in the fourth quarter, and then
he had 4 catches for like 11 yards or something like that.
And they threw to him like every play on that drive, and I'm like, oh my god,
he's gonna by 4 or 3 yards.
I'm like, oh my god, he might hit this, he might steal it.
Oh, that was pain,
dude. Didn't he get like a -9 yard reception also? Like,
he got like one that was like he got smoked behind the line.
9 yards.
Like they had like 3 guys tackling him. Like it was like Tecmo Bowl when you guessed the play.
Yeah.
Like they just like all of them at once were like just smashed them.
Yeah, and then he ended up missing it by like 3 or 4 yards or something like that. Like that, if he didn't have that -9, it would have hit.
Well,
and I think didn't we all
drop pass? The drop pass.
All doing, yeah, and weren't we all doing same game parlays on that with like 7-8 selections?
I know I had that like because that was like a holiday game. Thanksgiving. It might have been Thanksgiving or some shit.
I feel like it was even earlier than that. Actually, no, it might have been that Thanksgiving game. That sounds right, actually.
Wiz, take us home. I've been on YouTube for like fucking 4 hours straight, and I've had it.
I got you.
But Evan, you're the man, dude. Is this your debut?
Sure.
This is my debut. I've been asking for 2 months.
dude, talk shit to Gordo. Tell him he didn't do nothing for you.
Dude, clip this. Yeah,
we did something for you. Gordo did nothing for you.
That's it. We're taking him down.
USA.
Clip that. No, part. Gordo's my guy.
We all love. I'll stop. We all love.
Yeah.
Homie. Is there anybody that doesn't love Gordo?
If anyone doesn't love Gordo, they need to come talk to us.
Like he's so nice, it makes me sick.
He's literally the nicest guy.
I hate people like that. Makes me sick how nice he is now.
You make me sick. No, Gordo's the best.
Well, Gordo, guys, I'm drinking a beer for you.
Fun.
And by the way, Gordo, sorry that we all took Cincinnati against your Buffalo Bills.
Oh shit!
Maybe we don't like Gordo.
Damn, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, poor Gordo. We'll see. Hopefully the Bills don't disappoint him again. Don't
worry, Gordo. Don't worry, Gordo. Maybe the Toronto Argonauts can win the Grey Cup for you, or whatever fucking team you like. Maybe the Calgary Stampeders.
I mean, the Bills could still win, and we're all winning money. Didn't we all take the 5.5 or more?
I have a future on Cincinnati winning the Super Bowl. So like,
all right, well, hedge it.
I believe it's gonna be Cincy San Fran. That's my belief, dude. Like
I don't hate that, but
the rematch of the infamous John Candy game from '89.
well, what's actually more exciting for me is that it could potentially be Chiefs and Bengals in the AFC Championship again.
If it is,
that's always a great game.
Well, if it
want
is,
the rematch of the Bills and Chiefs.
Yeah, but who owns Mahomes like no other QB in this
Joe
league,
Burrow,
dude?
that's it, dude.
He fucking and why do you think I made this bet? I'm like, you think the Chiefs want to play the Bengals again? They don't want any fucking part of this team, dude.
No.
They don't want it. But if they play the Bills, they're like, cool, we'll just beat them 38-31 like we do every fucking year. Like it's weird, but like Eagles, San Fran, I mean, man, or better yet, Giants.
Man.
Better yet, Giants, and I don't care.
If the Giants make it to the Super Bowl, they're winning it all.
I can't wait till the Giants play the Cowboys somehow, and then it's like we go back to this, like, how hard is it to beat a team 3 times in a year again? It's like, well, we just fucking did it. And you know what the best part is? You know what the last team? Fun fact: the last team that lost twice to a team in the regular season and beat them in the playoffs was the Giants beating the Cowboys.
Yep.
I come with the heat. Years
ago.
All right, let's get out of here. Say goodbyes. Evan, you're the best.
Evan,
dude.
Thank you so much for hopping
on.
Thanks
My man,
for having me,
dude.
guys.
We gotta do this again.
Hell yeah. I'm here every week.
Thanks for hopping on.
What the fuck, Pat? Tim Crumry. It's Crumry. And you're no lineman. Pat, you're no lineman. Like, you should know how to spell that right. This guy in Cincinnati, Tim Crumry. I know he's talking about.
Anyways, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Pat.
you all for watching again. Really appreciate it. Evan, thanks for hopping on. It's a pleasure. Hopefully another week, another profitable week. And we'll see you all on Wednesday night to break down the conference finals.
Yeah, boy.
If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Helps out the channel a lot. We're at 130 subscribers. Let's keep going. And on to next week. See you.